Mysteryfunk community, it's Jason. Sunday night, just about to go to sleep pretty soon. Just finished studying, thought I'd do a video, wrap up the weekend. So this weekend, yesterday I played some records at my friend is an artist. He lives out in Yucaipa, which is about an hour and a half from where I live. Every year they put on this arts and music fest. I think English Beat was the headliner this weekend. So anyways, he has a booth out there, and he shows his art. He's pretty involved in the community, in the art community. He's on the board for the city or whatever. But he's asked me the last few years to come play some music out there, and I haven't because I have to study. I had this exam I've been studying for, so this is the last year I'm taking it, but it's a few weeks later, so I decided to, this year, I've skipped it so many years, I just want to go out there and support them. So this is actually, it's the second time I played records, I guess in public. I don't call it DJing, but I brought two turntables, was just mixing, I would say mixing, but just switching back and forth on the receiver. It's the second time I've done it. The first time was also for an art show for my other friend who held like a charity event. So I want to show some records that I played at the festival, or music and arts gathering. I don't know what festival I guess it was, since there was a band. So I did a I was gonna do a mix. He was gonna paint a painting, so I was gonna play some music, some like jazz. One he was painting to kind of set the mood. Actually, I did a playlist if you want to check it out on my YouTube video, on the channel or whatever, I don't know. But he ended up being too busy, which wasn't too much big of a surprise. He's got two kids, and people were asking about his art, so he didn't get a chance to do any live painting. So I didn't play most of the records that I brought for that, but I did want to show some that I guess when I played them had a good reaction. I don't know, just were memorable, I guess. People were like, oh, that's cool, or I just felt went over well when I put it on. Since I mean, they brought me some good memories. My wife and my son also came. So anyways, so this is the first record I played. Stevie Wonder. I think it's Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I think is the name. Yeah, Signed, Sealed, Delivered. I played this. This is also the first album I played the first time I played. It's just a great one to start with. People were just kind of like, wow, you're playing. I mean, as much as all we're in the vinyl community, and we all think that people collecting records, playing records is common. Most people are just like, wow, you still play vinyl? That's insane, you know? So this one's cool because it has, still has like the $1.59 price tag. Plus, I mean, Stevie Wonder, this is probably my favorite, at least A side of this. It's probably my favorite to play for like people over parties and stuff. I mean, it's definitely, I don't want to say it's my favorite Stevie Wonder. I mean, Songs in the Key of Life is a masterpiece. Intervisions is amazing. But just for like more straight ahead fun music, I think this side A of this is pretty epic. It actually has my favorite song on it too. You Can't Judge a Book by Its Cover, which I love. I usually start off with We Can Work It Out, which is just a great Beatles cover. But the whole side A, I mean, it's just fire. I really like it. So I started off with this one, and my friend was there, and he had to leave in a couple hours, so I kind of know, and he loves like Stevie Wonder soul music and stuff, so I wanted to play a bunch of stuff he likes before he left. So I started off with this one. This was a great one, and why it's memorable, I guess, because my friend, he was going to he had to bounce in a couple hours, and after I put this on, he's like, well, I don't have to be on the road at a certain time, and I can stay for a little bit, hang out, listen to some music. So that's what I guess was memorable for me, was just when I put this on, he was just like, yeah, we're gonna chill, hang out. So that was a good one to play. This next one I played, this is Garage Artois Mysteryfunk. I love this record. It is, I never really heard anything like it. Maybe I probably have, I just can't, nothing comes to mind. But this is like jazz and dub. It's really good. I think they recorded this all in one night. Just like I don't know if it was one outtake two or whatever, but Garage du Toit, I really like these guys. I think it's a 3-piece. It should be Garage du Toit. But this is a cool one. This is I don't know. It's just an interesting label. This is a small print. This is numbered on the back. I got number 1,252. I think they pressed 5,000. But yeah, I don't know. This isn't a very expensive record. I really like it. It's really good. But my friend, another friend who was there, and he likes reggae. So I put this on, and it's just got a really driving bass line, and he was like, yeah, this is really good. So I'm gonna throw this one on. This one's really good. So this next one, this was a record that I was going to play with in the set list, and I'm sure everyone knows this. Jack McDuff, Moon Rappin'. This record, this is probably one of my favorite jazz records. I like more, not the straight ahead like bop. I kind of like the more either like the soul jazz, or I kind of like the freer jazz too, because as long as it's not too out there, it's just got a little bit more of an edge to it, which is kind of my style of jazz. But so this is really good. I was playing this, and there was at the festival. So there's two sides, obviously, and people were walking up and down the street. And there was a Mexican restaurant behind us, and some older gentleman came up, and he was just like, "Wow, what is that playing? You know, what are you playing?" This older guy is like, "Wow, you know, he's killing on the Hammond." And unfortunately, my wife had to take her home or take her to where we were staying, so I kind of had to cut the conversation short. But he was talking about how he listened to all this jazz when he was younger. I mean, he's probably in his mid-60s, so I wish I could have talked to him a little bit more. But yeah, he came out of his seat and came over and was like asking me what I was playing. So this was another one that just brought that memory for me. This is Voodoo's band. This is their second album. This is like Afrobeat. I think this one's on Daptone. Yeah, this is on Daptone Records. So this is Voodoo's 2. This is their second album. These guys are really good. I believe that they were Charles Bradley's first band before he cut an album, and then they kind of broke off and started doing their own thing. But I put this record on, and I like this. The whole A side of this is just fire. I love this. So I put this on, and yeah, my friend was like, "Wow, this is really good." So this is another one where I was trying to set the mood for my friends. The booth. We were trying to bring in traffic, just trying to get a cool vibe. He paints a lot of like Dolly inspired surf stuff. So I was kind of going for that like Afrobeat, soul, kind of like mellow jazz kind of vibe. I didn't play too much classic rock, but I love this record. So this is another one I played, Joe Cocker, with a little help from my friends. I was playing a lot of records. After I played a lot of the soul stuff in the morning because my friend had to bounce. Then after that I had a lot of like kind of like jazz, and just I had some Brazilian stuff, just stuff a lot of people didn't hear. So I was playing records for a couple hours where probably nobody knew who it was. So I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys have DJed before, but it's cool to play stuff that's really good that nobody knows, but you got to play stuff that people know too. So I put this one on, and a guy was like looking over, and he saw the Joe Cocker spinning. He's like, "Oh, nice, Joe Cocker, yeah." So this one, and then I put it on. Now this one's got a couple good songs. I like to bring records that had at least more than at least a couple songs on it that I can play. So this one has "Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood," and of course a little help from my friends back to back. So I played those two. So this is a good one. This is probably the only classic rock one I think I've played, I want to say, but it's a good one. It's got soul. Well, I guess it's not true because I played Donovan too. This is Donovan, Hurdy-Gurdy Man. I had this one playing, and there was a guy. Actually, I was selling records too. So between me and my friend, we did pretty well. I mean, I sold a few $100s. He sold a couple $100s of paintings. I was playing records, and I figured might as well bring some records to sell, since I buy most of my records from collections. So at this point, I have so many records. I probably sell more than I sell most for sure. Sometimes I'll buy, I won't even keep any, which is unfortunate. But there's 2 songs on here I really like. What is the Get Thy Bearings on here is just, I think is amazing. It's like, I don't know, I guess it's kind of psychedelic. It's got a nice groove. I really like it. And the opening, Hurdy Gurdy Man, is really amazing. There are other good ones too, but those 2 kind of got a nice little groove in them. But yeah, the guy saw us playing this, and he's like, yeah, that's a great Donovan album. Because I would throw the record up when I was playing in the dust cover. So this is Georgia Bank. This is 10 anos depois, which means 10 years after. So I think this is from 73. So this must have been his 10th year anniversary. But I really like this. This is a comp, but he does, each song's a 3-song medley, and they're all kind of different versions of his songs. And this is just really upbeat. This is really fun to play. So my wife was there with my son, and my wife's Brazilian, and they were I was DJing, and my friends were kind of in and out, so she wasn't always hanging out with someone, and my son was there playing, and so she was just standing next to me. So I threw this on, and she was like, she's Brazilian, this is all stuff she grew up with, so she started like dancing a little bit, and so this was a good one to kind of change the vibe a little bit. My wife was loving it. The songs I really like on this are side B, the first 2. It's País Tropical, Fio Maravilha, and Taj Mahal. And then the other song is Vendedor de Bananas, Coisa Nostra, and Bicho de Mato. So good. I'd recommend checking this out. It's so cool. It's a comp, but he totally mixes it up with some medleys. Really good. So here's this is Bob Marley and the Wailers. He's got Uprising. He's got so many good albums. But the B side of this is just, I think it's just fire. And this is another one. My friend who liked reggae, I threw this on. He was like, yeah. And there's people walking by, and some guy stopped in, and he's like, man, you guys, I don't know. He saw the records. Like, oh, you got records? Are you playing music? He's like, you should have someone DJ. And then he saw over. He's like, oh my God, someone is DJing. And he's just like, wow, this is where it's at. He's like, I should have been hanging out here earlier. Like, you guys got a DJ. You got some cool art. And I was playing this record, so that's kind of, I guess, where I got the good reaction on this one. But yeah, the B side of this has got, I just played the whole B side. It has Zion Train, Pimper's Paradise, Could You Be Loved, Forever Loving John, Redemption Song. So this whole B side, Bob Marley, you can't really go wrong with Bob Marley, but B side is amazing. So I played this one. Pretty early in the day. Lee Dorsey, Working in a Coal Mine. I was trying to buy this one for a while. I really like Alan Toussaint, who wrote a bunch of songs on here. I believe the Meters are the backup band on this as well. So basically anything Alan Toussaint has to do with, I wanted to buy. But this has got some jams. This has got Working in a Coal Mine, which is just so good. But it's got a couple really good songs on it. I think Mexico's in here. Get Out of My Life, Woman. I think Ride My Pony's on here. Yep, Ride Your Pony. This is probably like the 10th record I played, but the booth next to us, there was the president of the Art Association for the city, and my friend wanted me to meet her, and her husband's Brazilian actually, but when I was playing this, she came over, and I started talking to her for a little bit, and she's like, you've been playing some really good music. I really like the music you've been playing. So this was on, so that's why I remember that, but this is a great jam. This next one, this is a Funkadelic Maggot Brain. This is obviously a classic. Everyone should probably knows this one. And this is the original on Westbound. But so this was early in the day. I played this after my friend was there. I'm like, it was just me and him pretty much. No one was really in the booth. I'm like, what do you want to listen to? So we decided to play some Funkadelic, and this guy walked by, and he had a Jerry Garcia shirt, and we were talking. I think I just put it on, so it was that the intro song. What's the intro on there? Yeah, the intro was Maggot Brain with like the Eddie, like the 10-minute song with like Eddie Hazel basically like solos the whole thing. So it's kind of a psychedelic song, trippy, and the guy walked in and we just started talking, and he's like, wow, what's playing, you know, Funkadelic, and we started talking about P-Funk, and he's told me how he dropped acid and watched, what do you call it, the acid, Orange Sunshine or something, and he saw the Grateful Dead. He's like, man, that's where it's at, you know, good times. And so yeah, so that's where I remember this record. But it was a good timing. He walked in, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm playing that record, because I could just tell he was an old stoner guy. But yeah, so that was this one. And so this is the last record I have, Georgia Urbain, Africa, Brazil. I played this both times. I've DJ'd spun records, and both times, I mean, people they're like dancing. This guy came up to me, he's like, wow, what are you playing? Like, we're walking by, my wife's loving it, like, we're dancing out there. And first time, same thing, I played this, people were just like, wow, what is that? You know, this for me is probably my favorite Brazilian record ever. If this was like a desert island record, you know, top 10, this would definitely be in there. This is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. There's just so many good songs. Like, there's not a weak song on here. It has Taj Mahal on here, which is probably, in my opinion, probably the biggest Brazilian song of all time. Like, you throw that on at a Brazilian party and like everyone's gonna lose their mind. Has Chica da Silva. I mean, there's just, the whole thing's just, this is just a masterpiece. So and then obviously I played this right after I played the other Georgia Urbain, because my wife was loving it so much, so I wanted to stick with the Brazilian stuff. But unfortunately, this is a repress. I bought this one when I first started collecting because it's just like a record I have to have, and it's expensive, the original. I mean, it's not as much as some of the other stuff that's out there. It's probably in the middle double digits. You can probably get them for $50-$60. Unfortunately, this is one of the reasons why I don't really like to buy represses. It's because I'm not really seeking the original anymore, even though I really want it, just because I have the repress and I can play it all the time. But yeah, this is an amazing album. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show those few. I still had it fresh in my mind since I just got back from from playing records. So yeah, anyways, see ya.